I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is August 29, Thursday, 2024. Hope you had a good day today. So I hope this recording goes well because I had to upgrade the software for the Mac. And let me tell you, if there's one thing I hate, the top 5 things in the world, it's updating my damn computer and having to follow their shit. I swear, I won't even get into that. But anyways, let's get into the video. So all right, so we had a gap down big yesterday, and then we came to this gap right here I mentioned. I said this would probably be a finale. Watch yesterday's video so this makes sense. So we ended up gapping there, and then we pushed all the way up. Look, that's a buy program. That is not buyers and sellers doing that. Take a look at that. Every candle pushing up. Well, once in a while you'll see this, right? I mean, not once in a while. I mean, you do see it, but these are all buy programs, all fake. It's all manipulated. So this is just pretty much like a lower low, and then we're making a lower high. And take a look, man. We never broke that high right there, which is crazy. Take a look up here what the high is. The high is here. The high is 19,694 and a quarter. What's the high here? 19,693 and a half. So we never took that out, man. And nice pull there. And lower low. And then, man, I fucking knew we were gonna come in at the end of the PM session and just start wiping all this out, man. I couldn't believe it, dude, but it is what it is. So hopefully, this is recording. Let's go into, before I go into the smaller time frame, you can see with this projection here, from this swing to swing, you can see that we do get into a 2 to 2.5. Nice retracement from there, or possible reversal, right? But if we're under considering to come to the downside, this is definitely the next objective right here. So let's see here. Let's go into the smaller time frame here. Make this real quick. Again, I just want to get through the videos and make them short. I made them long yesterday because of the NVIDIA. I wanted to kind of record and go over the live price action. I kind of did say that I would be more on the bearish side, right? But does it mean you can't buy? And does it mean you have to be married to a logic, right? So I also said that we want to kind of come up and wipe out some of this liquidity here. When I woke up, it was already up here. I was just like, wow, super buy program. They're just trying to wipe out people. So let me try to shrink this. And then again, I do want to make these videos shorter. So sorry for the long video yesterday. I don't want to make them long, but I mean, it is what it is, man. Okay, so opened up, gap down, hit that. Look at the 15-minute body right here. Look at the 15-minute bodies right here sitting on that gap I told you about yesterday. Beautiful. Held up support, push all the way up. Now let me transfer. Well, let me transfer to this 1 minute, and you'll see here on this 1 minute that we 9:30 opened up, right? 30-second range. We push up, and you see this imbalance. We're sitting at 928. I got it highlighted right here. So beautiful opening range is sitting here, and we do not even get near it. We immediately take off. I'm sitting back. I'm comfortable. I'm not even looking at 8:30. So was there news? I think at 8:30. I think there was. Yeah. And again, I think that was it, right? See. Here's a prime example. Why do you want to be involved at 8:30? I purposely stay away. I don't want to be enticed. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be pushed on the wrong side. If you caught this little fucking candle here to here, is that something you want to be a part of? Why? Why would you want to be a part of that? Like, even if I move over, or you're trying to take out that high, you held it, you didn't, and then it comes against you, and then it's down here, and then you're like, oh, we're selling. Then you're selling in it, boom, it comes back up, and then you get ripped right there. Like, why? Like, I'm telling you, man, stay away from 8:30. Just trust me. Because what? Look at the 9:30. I mean, is this not enough movement for you to try to catch? Unless you can't trade 9:30, that's a little different. But anyways, not to get sidetracked. So beautiful trade and day today. But price moves up, creates this imbalance right here, and this is pretty much a seller's remorse or type of idea, breakout traders. So if you're targeting, here's the thing, this is a very touchy subject. Does it come back to this area or not? Generally speaking, it doesn't. We'll leave it at that. No, not in the short term, as far as like in the short term trading. Do we eventually come back to it? Yes. When is that? Not on your time schedule, obviously. But it's very, so what's the next imbalance above that? Which is right there. It's gonna be this 932 candle. So price comes to the gap here, and then to the left of the chart. You got to take a look at the left of the chart. We're slowly taking liquidity up here, right? So that being also the case, you can see that this high right here, this high I'm highlighting, this 1015 and 1030 candles right there, You see that? There's that high, and then we had the high that we made at 930 yesterday when we wicked up and then we slammed down. Not a coincidence that we come and wipe out this liquidity, right? So when that's, now that you understand, to the left of the chart, it'll explain kind of my logic here. But anyways, we come up here and we have got to the gap. We have took out that 1015 and 1030 high, and then we slam down. We get to this imbalance right here. And at this point, I'm like, yo, all this buying, are we going to sink down? Are we going to shoot blast off through here? So I got to tread lightly. What I do, I decide to wait. So price hits that imbalance nicely, shoots up. And this wasn't really here, so I'll just delete that. Then we push up for another high. We're at 50%. We retrace back. Now this is looking a little suspect as far as this empty space right here. But when the price retraces back here, this is where I take the buy. I take the buy here because why? Well, number one, I know we haven't got closer to this 930 sell right here, which is from yesterday. And number two, I see order flow. Like, you're wondering about where order flow is. This is your order flow. I mean, higher high, higher low, right? Pretty much. But this is where it gets tricky. So the price gets here, and I take the buy here for what? For this extreme right here. I take it out here because I know we've took out the 930 now. Right here, and as you see here, it's the 10 o'clock candle. You got to pay attention to all this. So it's a 10 o'clock 1 a.m. 1 minute candle. So when we pushed up like this, I know that this is an extremity. Number one. Number two, I know that we've just wiped this liquidity. Number three, I also decide to take this sell here because of the liquidity that we don't reach, meaning it's below this high. And guess what we've had the last 3 days? Well, we've had liquidity not get taken out each day, right? So with that being the case, and you're probably like, dude, you're full of shit. Okay, I'm going to show this trade. I'm only going to show. Yeah, and it fucking redid my whole computer. Anyways, so here's the push up right here. And I get filled. So when you're looking at this price action right here, all right, we get this first push down for the wick. We get another push down with this candle right here. And then we get this candle right here. This candle pushes up. As it's pushing up, that's when I enter. My stop loss is originally here. When I reached this level, I pushed it up, but I ended up taking it out. So took out the trade right here. And as you can see to the left of the chart, you can see I'm taking it out on purpose right here because I don't want to take out the high. If you watched yesterday's video, I showed you yesterday where I literally put my limit order above the high and never got filled. So lost 4 racks because of that. But anyways, I take it out right here on purpose. I'm on overbought here, and I have now becoming a divergence here. I got the 3 drives, so to speak, and blah, blah, blah. Get out. Take the profit. I'm fucking happy. Take a look. All right, price gets up here. Price is up here. Obviously, I got out of the trade. It's sad that I have to do this just to prove it. It's silly, man. I really don't want to have to show fucking trades anymore. It's ridiculous. But for this purposes, you can see here when we get this candle here and this price action here. So this candle, this is the 10:01 candle. This is the 10 a.m. 1 minute candle right here. This closes here. Then this candle pushes up, hits 50% and starts to come back down. I get filled here. But I'm catching this on a 30-second chart because there is a bearish candle. I don't want to take a trade, and generally speaking, unless there is a bearish candle formed and closed yet, because it's just, that's just the way I roll. It's that simple. I'm very confident in this area because they're going to pull the rug from everybody buying right here. So when I'm selling here, what's the purpose of me selling? Well, besides catching a counter trend and a higher high to a either high or low or the real high or low. What does that mean by the high or low? Real high or low? Well, this inducement here, this nice little liquidity with this empty space, the purpose of me selling into it is because I want to attack this liquidity. I'm literally screenshotting it at 1018, sitting right here underneath that liquidity. Now, I didn't hold it for here because this is a fucking dangling carrot that they love to do. So that's why I explained that from the beginning. So, and I've learned from my lesson. I'm not, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it'll go right through, right? But take a look. I screenshot it here. I mean, I made good decisions today, and that's what it's about. When you make that really good decision, that's what matters. And then if you take a look at any great day that you had, it's all from making good decisions. All the bad days that you've had, bad decisions. Well, what are they? Over trading, getting in too early, constantly not taking the profit on the trades. Like if I didn't take the profit on this, right? If I didn't take the profit on this, and I let that shit come against me, trying to hold for more, I'd be pissed the fuck off. But what did I do? Instead, I sold it into it, and I got both trades, right? So anyways, moving forward, I'm sure you understand. So when the price comes down here, you can see that these last two up candles, I drag it out, we're tagging it, and I know this is these last up blocks. That's what I want to see. I'm inside the actual gap that's in the background. Remember that gap here? This gap has been very influential for this whole time, right? And then I forgot to drag up. By the way, this gap up here, I forgot to drag it off. Remember, I have to do that because of the 1 minute doesn't show. I just forgot to drag it out. But also another reason why I sold here was because we didn't reach the gap the last 2 days, so it's weaker. I'm looking at it that way, right? But again, they're probably just building liquidity for later. But anyways, so this is the purpose of this sell. So we punch in and then we push back down. Now I'm looking at this as an inversion imbalance. I don't have it drawn out. I don't have all this stuff drawn out like this. I'm looking at the price getting contained. You get this last up candle right here, which is right there. See that? Last up candle. I drag it out, and we're just stabbing into it. And technically, I could have did this too, right? See that? See that level? See this? Well, let me go to this right here. This 1008. So if I was to have used the open of that candle, which is better, technically. Look how perfect that is, right? So I'm following it down. I'm holding it. I'm like, yo, this thing could shoot off. But I'm like, you know what? Look at this. This is so many days in the past that you'll sit here and be like, damn, I took these trades right here, and then I held and it took me out. And it's like, this is experience. This thing comes in your head like, yo, where is it most likely to go? It's most likely to wipe these motherfuckers out right here. Plus plus this is a super eyesore too. So, but anyways, take a look. What does it do? It doesn't come to this gap. We stick with this imbalance right here, and we keep going through. Let me just do this. This is just a 1 minute. I can go on all day on the 15-second, but I'm not even going to do that. That's just way too much. But as you can see, we're still respecting this. And I was like, yo, take this buy right here. Because when I saw this, first of all, we just took this liquidity, number one. Number two, I wasn't sure about this area. But when this shot off, this 1023 came up, and then we had an imbalance right here, I was like, bro, just take that. But I did not, and the reason why is because I promised myself. I'm like, bro, you're done. Step away. You have accomplished a great day. Walk away. So I was done literally at 10:18. So anyways, but this was a beautiful, and where would I have took this trade? And you can see another imbalance right here, which is this 1026 digs in. Then you got this last down candle right there. I mean, man, fucking gorgeous. And I was like, bro, what is wrong with you, man? Take this trade. But I left it alone. See that? So, and then I would have targeted the high. And then that would have been awesome. Now, guess what? Now, we'll keep going and watch the rest of this. This starts to play around all day long. And take a look. When you see these, look at these highs right here. Take a look very carefully. See these highs? I've been watching charts so long that this is a general signature. You notice it's poking, but it's just not going nowhere. poking. You're like, dude, come on, come on. And if you're holding the bag, like, yeah, we're gonna bust through. Well, guess what? When you get this down candle right here, look at this down candle, this 1249. Look at this. This is starting the macro of the 1250. Shoots down, all right, and then it's violent, but you're like, oh, it's not that serious. It's like, okay, that's fine, but I could tell, you could see it, like you would be like saying the same thing here, right? Look how it's coming down aggressive, but look in the price action, it's relatively like in the same thing. I'm not trying to draw trend lines or phantoms or anything, but again, price action I've been seeing for so long. If you take a look at this, you can see this crack. You can see it gets real tight right here, and then it just falls. And you're like, oh, well, it's the same as up here. It's just a higher low. Okay, fine, that's cool. But if you take a look, and it's probably better to see this on a 5-minute, which I am actually going to go to a 5-minute. And you will see here, that like this price action, let's just do it like this. This price action, I'm just going to ballpark it. But you see how this breaks through, and then this candle right here, this 1255. See how it pokes up and then it tests the bottom of that trend line? And that's and I know they don't do it because of trend line theory, but when you get this type of pattern and the price is so tight and then it starts to break, you see it based off of that. Also, if I was to even do this, like, again, I don't teach trendline, but I'm just telling you, it's a visual thing that you can see. Again, I've seen this for so long. When you see this price action here, this is pretty much like another example of it. This trend line example. It's like here, like it broke, and then this retraces and it retests underneath that trend line. It's not the trend line that it's retesting, but it's the pattern of it. That's what's key. It's not the trend line, but I'm just using a trend line for you to see it. But super again, I've seen this for years, and I was like telling myself, like, bro, this thing's about to fucking sink. And I knew that here, but I was like, yo, I'm not playing with it. I was doing something else, and I was just chilling, and I just, left it alone. But sure enough, what did they do? So they rushed for all that liquidity, and they got to the opening range, sealed that, and then we're just kind of playing around here. And I was like, bro, my God, I knew it. I couldn't believe it. Dude, this would have been a massive trade. And I was up here, like, looking at it like, let me show you again. Can't you see it? I mean, this is just experience. I'm going to just forward experience. If for experienced traders, you guys know what I'm talking about. That's for sure. But anyone new here, like, you can see, let me zoom out. Can't you see it? Some people call it but most people expect this to break out, which of course we normally do. But there is a 50 chance on the flip side that we break through down to the downside. It's a crack. It's a crack. It's just a crack. I don't know how else I could put it, man. So anyways, because it's stalling and it wasn't going anywhere. And I'm like, yo, sure enough, watch this thing crack. And sure enough, that's a low. And this is a lower low. This is a lower high. I'm sorry. Lower high from these highs. Yes, they took out Wednesday, but they did not take out the high of Tuesday. Fucking sneaky. So if you take a look at the highs here, this high only took out here, but it did not take out here. And that's why they were like kind of like poking in, coming down, poking in, coming down. All this bullshit. But this ended up being the highest high right here, which was the 19,693 and a half, which Tuesday was the highest, which was like a point higher. But anyways, I already just explained that. So again, not reaching this high. And I was thinking, were they going to reach and take out? Were they going to come to the opening gap of the week? And sure enough, they did not. So do they come that for Friday? Again, if I was following order flow, and I said yesterday that I'm leaning towards bearish at the moment, but I do know that it is still neutral and it can also be bullish. So just keep that in mind. I'm flexible. I'm not over here marrying shit. And guess what? I'm also able to catch trades because I'm not married to some shit. You know what I mean? Like if I was sitting here trying to sell it here, sell it here, sell it here, like, dude, sell it here. So, I mean, it's like, yo, like I have to be flexible and your trading will be better. Again, I do have Don't get me wrong. I like to have a bias. This is no bias right here. This is a general bias, but I'm flowing with the order flow. So in the higher time frame, this is a lower high, right? And I'm looking at it that way, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. And my logic was just to take it from here to here and be done. And I didn't have to go up or down and to get this logic. So I hope this is all making sense. But other than that, now we're here, and then so we retrace all the way back into the range, which is nice. But this day just closed, and we're half a day. If you see that, so that's not good. It's back to neutral again, but the order flow as we speak is bearish. So here's the thing. Friday, what can Friday do? As we had Monday, the high of the week, right? Where is it? Right here. We have Monday, the high of the week. We had Tuesday play around. Wednesday continue, make the low of the week so far, and then we had this big response. Now this is a big response though. So coming this close to that, I mean, it is a response, and it is a big pool. If you remember, when we were, where were we? When we were talking all that shit here. Where was that? Remember that? Where was that? Wasn't that right here? Let me go to a 4 hour. Remember when we were up this shit, when we made this shit right here? And I was like the whole time, like, man, I know we're coming back up. Remember when we made this? See this? These lower highs right here? And then I was like, man, I know we're coming. And we just kept selling. Well, so far I think this is kind of what it is, right? So they're going to build that, and then once we come low to take out those lows, which I was speaking of here, then we would kind of go back up. So I'm assuming that's the case now, like, because we got a nice little channel and it's spreading out. But does Friday change the game, and Wednesday's the low, right? Wednesday's the low, which actually now we would be talking about Thursday. I don't see that. But how would you mess up the market for real? You would push that shit up. If you want to mess up the market for real, that's how you push it up. Because now I think everybody feels like the shit's coming down. But so I mean, it's the end of the month tomorrow, and you don't even need to trade it. But if we go to a monthly chart, we can see that this big ass stupid wick is like crazy, right? So either they're gonna close like this, or they're gonna come down a little bit more, which would make Friday come down, right? And then at least it would look like a normal candle. Because that candle looks crazy. So that's option one. Or the other option is Friday they just decide to fucking rip it. Which, again, I don't know. And I don't have to care. Do you notice I don't have to know? I don't have to care. Whichever. I'm trading what happened. I'm trading the order flow of it. Right? And you're thinking to myself, oh, this is a higher low. And that was the higher low. So why did it come back? It's taking liquidity. You're in a liquidity game. You're not in a structure game. You're in a liquidity game. So that's got to be first and foremost, right? And efficiencies, right? So that's what it's got to be. So this is a common pattern. It's a speaker. It's not pretty, but it is what it is. And you got to use your logic. And let me tell you guys something else. I'm going to be real with you. If you think you're not going to take losses in this game, you're in the wrong business. Just quit. If you're trying to avoid losses, then just quit as well. I mean, I know that sounds kind of productive. Yes, we want to avoid losses, but you're inevitable to take losses. So it's just not going to happen. Anyways, this low right here, what it does is when it made these two highs, it also came down into this imbalance. If you look on the 15-minute, you can see it. It's definitely a lot more clear on the 15-minute. So even if I delete this, you can see that we're really coming back in to tap that 15-minute imbalance. It is what it is. But, you just got to be able to call it and be able to see it. And what part of the move did you need, or could you have got into? Look at this unfilled 1002 candle. 23 minutes already. So then we shot down. We came to the 50%. We tag it, come to the 25%. We blow through it to the closing of yesterday's price. What was it? Yeah. Closing of yesterday's price, right? Then we come back to the 25%, so to speak. We dig down, and we're just kind of playing around now and in there, and we closed. So this is where we are. Let's take a look here. You'll see that, and for me, I was already in the mode of buying for the leg because of this nice divergence that we had here. I what's it called? We had lower lows with S&P and Nas, and then we had this. So this is this actually, to be honest, is what framed my idea of starting to go up. But I also allowed order flow. I allowed the price to do its thing. I wasn't missing on anything. I normally I would try to catch this, and I could have, but you know, I wanted to be comfortable, and I just took my time, and I waited all the way until 9:53. I waited until 9:53 to take a candle, take a trade, and sure enough, I caught both trades and was done for the day. So at 9:53 to 2:18, that was a 30-minute, you know, duration. Like, do I need to be up at 8:30 trying to catch this? No. Do I need to catch this at 9:30 on the head? No. Could I have I? Yes. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. Hope this all makes sense. So, let me go to dollar, and then dollar had that nice little rebound, and that's what I was also saying yesterday. That does this be the catalyst for us coming down? So I played it like, okay, this is we're just gonna make a lower high today because we're on the order flow is bearish on the higher time frame. So yeah, and then longevity wise, does this play a factor in us really coming down? If this just starts to continue lower, which it does look bearish, to be honest with you, we might, if this comes down, then we might get that push up that we're talking about and take all time highs. I mean, if you take a look at Dow, they took out that high. They took out the all time high right there, and they slammed down. But that shit looks bullish. And maybe we're just sleeping. Maybe Nas is just sleeping, and you know, and that's very common. Take a look here. When we swept out liquidity, I was like, you know, it looks bearish, kind of. And then what did they do? We had a big response today. So today's response might have saved the market, to be honest. That's just my opinion. But I don't know, again, right? It's becoming one of those things where it's just we just have uncertainty. Now, if we take a look at NVIDIA, they worked hard. They came down pretty good. And then their response doesn't look that good. Like you would expect them to be back up here if they were on the bullish side. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We're damn near in the middle of a range. So it's like dead center. So no rush. There's no rush. But we got September coming, the new quarter coming. So you know that's when it's gonna get good. And I think I have discussed everything I need to. So we're right in the middle here, man. Right now, this daily imbalance is holding price. Take a look at the opening. Look at the level of where that candle is, which today's daily candle. So could we get another candle up? Is it gonna fizzle out here, or is it gonna come back down? Bro, I don't know. But you know, I used all this work, all this Asia and London to help me guide it. So when this candle popped up and retraced above those highs right there, you know, that's what kind of helped me just roll right up. But I made just good decisions. I don't see what else I could say here. It's super neutral again, in a way. Damn, it's 28 minutes again. Fuck, I don't know. All right, I don't know how to make these videos shorter, man. You know why? It's because what's going on. We have to talk more, do more. And when I show you these trades, it gets longer. So I don't even want to show them. You guys take care. God bless.